Hey guys, I'm Scalibur and welcome to Spore. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to play as the Grox in Creature Stage. For this tutorial, you'll need two things, Cheat Engine and also the Grox PNG. You can find links to both of those things in the description, so go find them, download Cheat Engine, install it, and get that Grox PNG ready, and come back to the video when you're ready to go. If, like me, you've never used Cheat Engine before, there are only a handful of things that you really need to know. First of all, at the top left here, where you can see this flashing symbol, we need to select the game that we want to use. In this case, it's Spore Galactic Adventures. You can do this with regular Spore, but I'll be doing Galactic Adventures today. Either works just fine. On the top right here, you can see we can do scans and search for specific values. And when those values appear in the left here, we can save them to our saved addresses at the bottom of the screen here as well. Now that we've selected Spore in Cheat Engine, we need to first of all locate the address associated with the currently selected stage. So go to a new game and click the space stage. We're going to want to go to Cheat Engine and do our first scan looking for a value of 5. Each of the 5 stages in Spore has a value associated with it, 0, 1, 2, 4, and 5 for each of the stages in their respective order. You can see here we return a ton of addresses searching for number 5, so we need to reduce this down and be more specific. If we go back and go to Civilization stage, we can now search for a value of 4 and hit Next Scan, and that will reduce this list considerably. Finally, we'll go to Creature stage, and we'll do one more search, looking for a value of 1, and that will give us only 2 values. If you've already had Spore open before this point, you may have more values than that. You can simply repeat this process going back between Creature and Civilization stage until you only have the 2 values you see on screen here. Once we have those, double click each of them to save them to the bottom part of the window there where we have the saved addresses, and we can go back and once again go to Space stage. This will allow us to adjust the value later on so that we can start in Creature instead of Space. Next, we'll get the Grox into our game. You're going to want to select a new creature and press Create Your Own. And when we get into the Creature Creator, you'll want to go to your Sporepedia and select a creature that you've previously been able to save. I'm going to use the Tiley, my most recent creation. So what we need to do now is do a new scan. So select New Scan up here. And we're looking for a value of 0. 0 is the value associated with being able to successfully save a creature. However, if we remove its head, it is no longer savable. The value associated with that action is 1024 or 1024. If we do Next Scan, we'll reduce that list once again. And finally, we can become very precise by bringing in the Grox PNG from earlier. Click Don't Save, and we'll now have the Grox in our editor. We can now search for a value of 32. Again, Next Scan, and we should only have 1 value remaining in the window here. This has been quite consistent for me, so if you didn't get 1 value here, go back and repeat the previous steps until you are successful. Double click this one and it will go to the bottom window once again. We can double click the value of 32, change it to 0, and then hit the X on the left to freeze that value, and that will allow us to save the Grox and use them in our new game. Now that we have the Grox as our creature of choice, we need to trick the game into starting in Creature stage instead of Space stage. So once again, bring up Cheat Engine, and remember these 2 values that we had before. Double click each of those and change the value of 5 to a value of 1. Once again, you'll need to freeze those on the left, and as we go forward in the new game creation, you'll see here that we're asked to choose a theme instead of being asked to choose a UFO and a town hall. If we go forward, we can name our planet. I'm going to give it a random name, and you'll see here that we start up in the Creature stage. So given that you've followed those steps correctly, you will now be able to play through the Creature stage as the Grox. However, there are a couple of things that are worth keeping in mind. You will only be able to save the Grox in editors as long as Cheat Engine is open and that value of 32 has been frozen at 0. If at any point you close the game or you close Cheat Engine, you will need to do this process once again. So I'll give you a little demonstration now of how you can do that. So I've closed and reopened both Spore and also Cheat Engine. Once again, we can select Spore Galactic Adventures as the current application and navigate to the Creature Creator. What we're trying to do here is locate the same address as before, where we were able to change that value from 32 to 0. So once again, select a creation that you know you can definitely save and do your first scan searching for a value of 0. Once we've done this, we'll need to remove the head, making the creature unsavable, and search for a value of 1024. Hit Next Scan, and now, once again, we'll need our Grox PNG. We can drag that in, hit Don't Save, and finally search for a value of 32. 1 value will be returned, and we can double-click that, double-click the value of 32, change it to 0, freeze the value by clicking this red X on the left, and then we can exit out of the Creature Creator either way. It doesn't matter if you save or cancel. As soon as this has been done, once that value has been changed from 32 to 0, you will once again be able to edit the Grox and save them even within game. So here we are in the editor within creature stage. I can now make changes to the Grox and be able to save them. For example, if I wanted to remove his hand, so he just only has one hand now, I'm still able to edit the creature creator and go back into game. This can allow you to now play as the Grox and also edit the Grox and evolve the Grox as you go through the creature stage. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you have a good time playing as the Grox in Spore. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.